And that is 1-0 here. And are we about to pull off a shock result against Paris Saint-Germain?
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome back to Las Palmas, where in today's episode we have got another two Europa League games coming up, and it's two massive ones. That the first one here at the Estadio de Gran Canaria, where we will be playing against Paris Saint-Germain. It will be a great game, against Pep Guardiola's team. He's still managing there. We played him a few times with Shakhtar a few years ago. Some really important games when we did play them. If we go and take a look, filter it to the Champions League. One of the games will have been. Have we gone too far back? No, we haven't. We've gone here. So this game was it the one where we had a draw, but we really needed a win? I think it might have been, or we might have gone a little bit too far back, or did we play them a bit before this? No, that will have been the first draw that we had. We did play them in our very first league phase here, as you can see. Was this the first league? I have a feeling it was the first league phase. But if it wasn't, we still have played them at least twice. We played them there once for the draw. Yeah, this was actually the draw where we really needed a result, and then we played them the next time around and got another draw, but it didn't matter because we did qualify nonetheless. So we're quite familiar with them, and hopefully we can get a result. We'll also be playing against POAK Thessaloniki, going away to Greece for a game there. Should be a really, really good game against them. They've struggled so far in the Europa League. They currently sit in 30th place, just 1 point from their opening 3 games. So, should we get 3 points today, that would take us up to 10 after 5 games. The PSG game will be a tough one, but we'll just have to see how it goes. 10 points after 5, not the worst start at all. We've not had a bad start either. If we're going to take a look at our form, we'll talk about the Europa League game that we had in there. Obviously, we played those 2 games last episode, a 1-0 loss in between there. We played against Barcelona. After 70 minutes, we were 2-0 up, but they managed to pull back 2 quick goals and got the result there. A point away from home in the end for them. But we picked up a point against a good Barcelona team, so we can't complain. These were the kind of 3 tough games that we had in the league. Picked up just the 1 point. We were absolutely outclassed by Atletico Madrid. But then after that, a very, very entertaining game, a 6-3 win against Zaragoza. We went and played against Viking in the Europa League, who were very, very good, I must say. They played very, very well, which is quite surprising, considering they never used to really finish too highly. I mean, it was a mixed bag, really, where they would finish. As you can see here, 8th, 6th, 8th, 3rd place and a 2nd place there, but never really much higher than that. But yeah, they were very, very good, and that's why they sit, like, I don't know how they're doing, like 4th or 5th maybe in the 5th place, as you can see there. Have done very, very well. A 2-2 draw against Malaga. We rotated our team. It was against a team who we had to get a result against, really, to kind of establish ourselves into that top kind of 7 area. We were 2-0 down after 60 minutes, but we made some subs. We played a rotated team because we played literally 3 days before and managed to pull back a point, so that was good away from home. And then a 2-0 win against Granada before we head into this game. So we have the PSG game, a bit of a gap. I don't really want to play the league games as much. I think we're doing quite well, and we have 2 tough games anyway, where there's no guarantee of getting a result. We're here to make content and entertainment at the end of the day, and that will come either with a win here against PSG or against Thessaloniki. 2 good games. In terms of how we're doing in the league table, as you can see here, we're 4 points clear of Osasuna on 20 points, 5 wins, 5 draws, and 2 losses. So not a bad start at all from us, completely different to last year. If we go and take a look at what qualifies you for the Europa League, in the last few years, it's been 7th, 7th, 7th. I don't know what happened here because I've been looking at this before. Villarreal managed to qualify, but Valencia didn't. Is it because I don't even, did Villarreal win the Europa League? I think they might have done. They won the Europa League, so they qualified. But Valencia didn't. I don't know how. Is that because 6th place? Yeah, because Malaga won the Copa del Rey, and then it was 6th place as normal, getting into the Europa League. But 7th place normally. Seventh, 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 seventh. There was a sixth in there, but seventh, sixth in there, not none in there. That was all the way up to sixth place there. A seventh, a seventh. So you can see the pattern here. There's over 20 seasons now. This is it the 20th season? I think it is yeah, it is the 20th season that we've had, or the 21st even. And most times it's been seventh place, and that is where we currently sit. A really good start to the season, and hopefully that can continue. But we're trying to also go and do well in the Europa League that we find ourselves in, and that'll continue in this first game of the day against PSG. So the team for this game against PSG starts with Barrenuevo in goal, a backline of Alvarez, Katrankov, Moral and Diaz. Regal, Rodriguez and Royo make up a midfield today. We've got Armich on the left, Aaron on the right and Tom up top. So here we are then, the two teams ready to go. It's going to be a tough game against Pep Guardiola's PSG team. There he is on the sidelines. In fact, yeah, it's him there, as you can see. And we stand alongside him on the other side of the touchline. Going to be a really aggressive team, really good attacking displays that they put in. It's quite an atypical Pep Guardiola performance, but I think it will be a very interesting game, and hopefully we can come away with the result. We obviously dropped points against Viking. It was a very even game, but we couldn't get the goal, and that's been a problem in a lot of our results. A few nil-nil draws already in the league and a nil-nil draw here. Sometimes we just don't turn up. I think the attack has definitely improved though, so we can't complain. In the early moments of this game here, it looks like we've had the early chances, but nothing coming as of yet. We currently sit in a top 8 spot, as you can see there, which is really favourable for us. 6 points today would put us up to 13, and then with the remaining 3 games, we would need just one more win. And we've got a really easy game. I don't like to say an easy game, but we have a game against OB, who are like ranked 300, 400, something like that, 350th maybe. So it should realistically be a game that we get a result in. I mean, we have a chance here. Let's have a look. Armich plays his ball in near post. Who's there? It's Katrankov who gets up for it, but he's not able to do anything with that. Here's OB. As you can see there, they join their game currently. Yeah, they are, but apart from that, they've not been able to pick up a point. As same with POAK Thessaloniki as well, they've only picked up 1 point. So 2 games we should be getting results in. We also play against, I'm not too sure else is the other team who we play against. Benfica. Yeah, it is Benfica, and then PSG as well. So realistically, if we get a result here, then it could be on. Armich squares the ball, Aaron is there, and that is 1-0 here. And are we about to pull off a shock result against Paris Saint-Germain? 52 minutes in, it looks like we've been the better team. It's been a quiet game, but we've taken our first chance and we lead 1-0 here in this game. That will be a massive goal if we can hold on in this game and come away with the result. So it will be 10 points, as you can see, a win against OB if we, if all goes to plan, 13, and then the Thessaloniki game would mean that we go to 16, and then we have Benfica and one other team as well. I can't remember. It's Dnipro, actually, who are playing at home, so that'll be a good game. But 16 points could be enough, just about be enough to move up into that top 8 spot, and that could come in this game. OB Thessaloniki, we'll have to go and see how it goes. Royo down this left side, he plays to the edge of the area. Alvarez into Regal with a shot. It hits the underside of the crossbar, and no one's able to convert that in the end. How unlucky is that? This PSG team have been a bit of a bogey team. 2 draws when we played against them with Shakhtar, but now they've dropped down a little bit. I mean, it was actually such a bad game when we played against them. That game at the Parc des Princes, we really had to get a win. And we didn't, and it looks like we won't be getting a win here unless we can go and find a late goal, as PSG do get themselves a goal here in this game to tie it up. We've got attacking changes to make. The attack is getting quite tired, and if we want any hope of getting a result here, it will come in making those changes. So I think we're going to make them now. I want to bring on Iram on the right side for Aaron, and then in the midfield I think we bring on Bergstaller, and then I think we'll stick with that for now. Anyone else we could bring on, we'll do it in a little bit. We could bring on Arana, or potentially some of the other players off the bench. We'll go and offer a bit of encouragement. Last 10 minutes here of this game, not been the most eventful, but we got that goal, couldn't hold out, and maybe we can go and find it. Bogey team, as we said, potentially 3 draws from 3, and that game where we needed to get top 8 and we just missed out after getting a draw, or did we miss out, or did we get through? I don't remember, but it was such a frustrating game that we didn't get a result when we really felt like we could. Not the team that they really should be. We've never won that Champions League, even though Pep has been with them for 16 years, I think, since 2028. It's crazy. Royo down this left side is going to look to square it. He goes back to Alvarez, who's playing in this left back role. Definitely said it has potential, and it's working now. Bergstaller has a shot from range, and he puts it over in the end, and not a good effort from him at all. We're going to go a little bit more positive. The momentum's with us. We're playing very, very well. We don't want to make it 3 draws from 3 and offer up some 3 points at home for PSG if we don't have to. And if that could be the difference once again, then that would be annoying. Gonzalez is in behind. Can he have a shot? Squares it. Iram is there. 2-1 here in this game after 86 minutes. Iram off the bench, and he makes it 2-1 here against PSG. Our biggest result here. I mean, it's our biggest result in European football, I must say. But we've already beaten Real Madrid. We've already beaten Atletico Madrid. Did we beat Barcelona last year? I have a feeling we might have done. I don't know. I'll have to go. I want to go and know now. We have just drawn with them, as you've seen there. Against Barcelona, we went, and if we're going to take a look, got a draw. I know we definitely got a draw. We got 2 draws, so we've had 3 draws against Barcelona now. They've never actually beaten us. And going into that game against Barcelona that we had, I had a bit of confidence that we could go and get a result, especially at home. We've had a results against them last year, and it felt like a team. They were at the top of the table, but I think with their bogey team, we can get results against them, and that's exactly what we did. And we picked up a point. It was a shame we didn't get the full result, but against the top of the table team, a point is still a point, and it finds us in 7th place, so we can't really complain. Are we going to hold out for a result here? It's PSG with one final attack. They find themselves on the ball, progressing in the middle of the park. Down the line it goes now. Bit of defending required. It's a square ball. The shot goes in, and it goes over, and that surely should be it here in this game. The final whistle is going to go, and that is a massive result here against PSG. And finally, the team for this game against POAK Thessaloniki starts with Barnuevo in goal. We've got a backline of Alvarez, Katrankov, Moral and Diaz. Regal, Alex, Royo in the middle. We've got Armich on the left, Aaron on the right, and Tom up top. Kick off here in this game against POAK, straight into it. We want to get the 3 points and go up to 13 points, which could potentially send us top of the table if a few results go our way. It was a tough pick today to pick this team. I mean, we've had 2 games in the league since then. We played against Real Madrid and also Real Betis. Went 1-0 down against Real Madrid, but Crespin, who we've been neglecting his minutes actually, and I've really kind of forgotten that I've been not playing him. We brought him on into the hole, and he got a goal late on to take a point. But we were good against Real Betis, but we just couldn't get a breakthrough really. And it's been tough to pick this team. I've gone with the team that I know works, but there's definitely a few players who are getting themselves positions in this team. The likes of Iram, Crespin, who can play in a number of positions. We've got players like Arana who can easily break back in, but then you've got players like Aaron who's not in good form at the moment. Alex who's also not been as good as he was when he first really joined us. So there's tough decisions we have to make in terms of who we start. I definitely think there's half-time changes in store in this game, depending on how we start and if we can get goals. I mean, Aaron has scored here in this game to make it 1-0, so maybe not, but he needs to be a little bit more involved. We want a bit more out of him because we know how technically gifted he is. He's such a good player on paper, but so far in this season he's not turned up at all, and we really need him to go on and turn up, because he could have become a real key figure on that right side. Armich is doing quite well, but he's just a bit inconsistent, but I think he's starting to find that consistency, becoming a bit of a better player than compared to, say, this time last year. He's definitely getting a lot more involved. Tom's in behind. He's not able to convert there in the end in this in the first half here. 24 minutes gone, and we currently lead 1-0, 13 points from our first 5 games, and it's been a very, very good start to life in the Europa League, unbeaten so far. And we have Benfica Obi, and also it is Dnipro. Where are Benfica? How are they doing? We should probably go and take a look. I'm just seeing Roma are in the bottom spot somehow, and Benfica are not doing too well. So if we can get results there, then we should really be able to get into a top 8 spot, and that would be an incredible result. That guarantees us a round of 16 on our very first attempt, and then we play a playoff team, a seeded team. We would be a seeded team, which would be a very, very good result for us, and that means we could potentially be on for a quarter final this year if all goes to plan. And what a remarkable result that would be, as we're playing well. We need to continue to build on this. We need to find that nailed on team, because places are up for grabs. Different players, as I've said already, Crespin, Idam, they've been playing very, very well in the attack, and they're keeping players like Alex, Aaron, even Armich, and even Tom as well on their toes. It's what we need. We need that competition in the team, because we get the best out of all the players that are playing, and I think it'll be important. And we'll bring in those players. We've got some, I don't know what our next league fixtures are, but I'd like to think they're a bit more favourable for us. We'll go and take a look at who we've got coming up in the next few games. Next episode it will be Benfica and Dnipro, but before then we have Espanyol, and then we have Real Sociedad. That'll be a tough game. Girona, that'll be an important game. If we get a result there, we could overtake them in the league. Valencia, struggling Valencia, and Osasuna, where a result there would also really help us in terms of moving above them or staying above them in the table. We have Villarreal, which should be a game we could get a result in at home, and then Celta Vigo away. Games where a lot of mid-table teams, not teams at the bottom end of the table, apart from Valencia, who are really, really struggling, and they even offered me a job interview. They've offered me about 3 or 4 times over the last 21 years or 20 years, which is crazy considering we beat them in the Conference League final however many years, 10 years ago now. I don't know why, but I guess they are, as Moral puts a header in there. It's forced wide by the power goalkeeper there. But I think, some mid-table teams, we get results there, and we really start to establish ourselves into that top 7 spot, which you can't see at the moment, but we are still top 7. The game against Real Betis was a bit frustrating, but we changed this team around a little bit, bring in some of those attackers or just players who I said I wanted to play, and I think we go on and we get the results that we want and need, and ultimately go on and pick up points that will contribute to our bid to getting into that 7th place spot. We said it was 6th place in the intro video, in the Corners of Europe intro video, but 7th place is looking like it will be enough, because it's coefficients. I think like it's going to 5th place is always going to the Champions League. That's the tough thing. We had it with Tromsø. We have to make sure we don't get any higher than 6th place, which I don't think we will. But that is just a thing we have to consider. As Diaz has a shot here, and that is 2-0 here. Lovely finish from a Jose Diaz on that right side in his attacking role. He makes it 2-0 here and sets us on track for another 6 out of 6 points here in this episode. What a performance has been in our start to life in the Europa League, and an incredible start. But yeah, as I say, the coefficient is always going to Spain, and then it's 6th and 7th who get I don't know. I actually don't know how it works, to be honest. 6th and 7th are getting the Europa League, and then 8th place goes to the Copa del Rey winner last year was Real Sociedad, so the Conference League spot or the Europa League spot drops down, and then that turns into a Conference League spot for 8th place, who last year was Atletico Madrid. Where we beat them on that last day, you will remember. And then sometimes, I think one time it was in 9th place. You see in that thing where also Villarreal won the Europa League and got Champions League, but Valencia, who were one space above them, only got the Europa League, which was pretty remarkable, to be honest. But I guess that's how it works. But it'll all work out. I think we're doing well at the moment. We've started incredibly, really, really well, even better than we started with Shakhtar. I think Shakhtar was, in the end, quite straightforward. We got there. We had some tough games along the way, but we got there with I wouldn't say ease, but the journey that we set ourselves on and the path we set ourselves on, we followed it. We had a 2-year delay, so really, really well. We're getting on these processes. 4 years with Tromsø, 2 years with Shakhtar. We said 10 years here with Las Palmas, because we said it would take 3 years to get into the Europa League from the league. But we said, we want to press these teams, stop their possession, really structured in defense, but also go and create really attacking displays. Don't sacrifice a bit of that possession. Have possession, it's important, but sacrifice a little bit of it. Go and really go at teams and just attack them and break them down in that way. And I think it was the kind of the method that we wanted to adopt as part of our plan here with Las Palmas, and you can't deny that it's worked, and it's worked very well at that. So I think it's gone well. It has definitely gone well, and the most important thing is the fact that we've put in really good attacking displays, gone at teams, broken them down, and played a bit of a style of football which is a little bit not, it's not as traditional as you would get here in Spain, and it's worked out well, and it's also transferred into a more into the continental football a bit on a wider scale. Worked out very, very well, and we've turned up and performed, and ultimately we're going to come away with another 3 points here in this game, and then by tomorrow, I mean, the OB game will have happened. 16 points may just be enough. It may just be enough to get us into a top 8 spot, and what a result that would be. If we take a look, I've just seen that OB are beating Botiv Plovdiv, so they're not representing Bulgaria very well at all, so that's a good result for OB, but we will play them in our next game, and it should be a game that we were able to get a result in. And then it's tomorrow in the next episode where we go and play against Benfica and the old rival in Dnipro. They beat us in a few Super Cups, a few times in the league. The full-time whistle goes here in this game. It's a 2-0 win here in Greece. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this little tune, and I'll see you tomorrow for the conclusion of our first Europa League phase. Thank you. Bye-bye.